to submit to.
Wait, I know her. She's the one who helped on all.
Good luck finding Barrett.
This is
Keep
Captain
an eye out
Young.
for Hello while
Please
you're at
acknowledge.
it.
Anytime now. It's nice to see you. Been busy risking your ass for total strangers, huh? We were furloughed on New Atlantis for some R&R. Just got our orders that we're shipping out. No idea exactly where. They're like treating us Marines like mushrooms an awful lot. Kept in the dark and you know the rest. How about you? You are one of the strangest creatures I've ever met. A veritable anomaly. Do I have to? Fine. Private Psy says hi. No more passing messages. Decorum, Marines. So, Command signed off on our unauthorized training mission. Sadly lost some men, but training accidents happen to the best of us. Captain Torres got promoted. Sent us a goodie basket. Most of it was confiscated by customs. But there was a keg of good Aquila City beer. We raised a glass in his honor. Actually, more than one. I stand by it. You'd make a hell of a Marine. But, damn proud to know you too. Command's shipping us off to parts unknown. But would you accept a final parting gift? It's a nice thought, but the galaxy's a big place. A lot of good people owe you their lives. Maybe one day some of us can return the favor. Young out.
Landing site docked. Take us in.
Breathable atmosphere. For safety, we probably shouldn't stray too far from our ship.
Customer, supplier, merc, regardless, you want jail.
Hey! New model on the floor. Welcome to the one-of-a-kind. Refuge and rest home for the hardest scrappers anywhere. Name's Jill. Proprietor. Turn mechs into money mostly. Plus selling equipment, information, and supplies to any short-term scrappers that want to take a shot at striking it rich out in the fields. Appreciate it. Took years to get this place self-sustaining. Plenty elbow grease and creativity. Can I get you started on a tab, then? Or you here to try and make your fortune in the fields? I'm happy to take your credits however you want to hike them over. Kaiser? No bot around here with that tag. Oh, unless you mean Captain Ahab? At least, that's what we've all been calling him. No clue what his actual designation is, since he's got some sort of security protocol that prevents inquiries and general chit-chat. But he's a combat bot, right? Yeah, that machine's been out there a while now, hunting this one siren. His white whale. But it's been a while since anyone's laid eyes on Captain Ahab, though. Maybe he finally got the thing. Or it got him. Nasty kind of alien left behind after the Colony War. Pretty much blind. Original ones brought to Nera were all xeno-weapons. But those critters have long since passed. But they left behind more than enough untrained babies to keep the fields plenty interesting. Well, all right. So, sounds like you've got two options. You can wander around out there, hunting your bot, little old white whale of your very own. Maybe you find him, maybe you get yourself killed. But knowing this rock is part of what we do here. So if you want to find him a whole lot faster, I'll sell you what I know about this. Kaiser's location. Going rate's a little steep, but I'm willing to negotiate. I'm listening. Sorry, but I can't. In my experience, I'm glad you understand. I'm trying to be reasonable here. Yeah, I hope so. You think I'm a pusher? Look, I'm gonna... Hey! Welcome to the... Appreciate it. Can I get you... Kaiser? Oh, least... But he's a combat. His white whale. But it's been a while. Well... So, you can wander, but knowing this... Going rate's up. I'm listening. I do understand. I'm trying to figure out a way to help you, okay? I hear you. Don't get ahead of yourself. Look.
get to know any short-termers.
Hey! Welcome to the... Not here to make your fort... Oh! Least... But he's a combat. He's white, but it's been a while. Well... So, you can wander around, but knowing this... Going rates are... I'm listening. I don't care how badly... Hold on. I never said that was my final offer. I'm not sure that... Look. Suit your... Hey! Welcome to the one. Not here to make your fort. Oh, least, but he's a combat. He's white, but it's been a while since anyone's. Well, so you can wander, but knowing this going rates are. I'm listening. There's no need for that. Okay. You made your point. I'll give you a discount. I mean, great for him. And...
You didn't get this far being that naive. This facility isn't self-sustaining, and you know it. If Terramorph attacks start wrecking cities across the galaxy, no one's coming to help the salvage yard at the tail end of nowhere. We're all in this. Together.
I guess I see your point. Pleasure doing business with you. So, last anyone heard of him, he was... One of my roughnecks said he heard some kind of beacon. Eyes open, too. Oh. And corpse retrieval is not... Give Ahab a...
I'm pleased to see scrappers disassembling these mechs. Damn war machines are better off being erased from history.
Inquire it. Salvage yard.
What can I do for you? Ah, so that's where your machine's been. Ran out of juice. Heat leeches, wasn't it? Those little stowaways are everywhere on this rock. But a microcell... that... You could probably Frankenstein one together using our fabrication system here, but... Oh, so... I just brace for a little sticker shock. Wouldn't have lasted real long. So long as you... But finding materials up to the task. Though, if you think you can actually manage something like that, I'm... spots where you... But in return, save us from risking our... I can't give you a guarantee, but a couple of mech types use microcells to power non-crit. All the intact microcells will be long gone. Too valuable. But the... So what do you say? Then let me just... Don't forget, whatever else you find in the... No better selection.
badly for you.
I'm glad you're handling the messy work.
Battery accepted. Operational power levels restored. Analyzing. Residual damage detected. Impact shielding. Visual systems. Damage within acceptable limits. Thank you for your aid. I must resume my mission. Please step aside. Heat leeches. Energy siphoning pests. Nested as I reset from my last altercation. Good to have them gone at long last. Weapon disarmament. Hi. Major Sanon. Although previous attempts to disarm the weapon have been unsuccessful, additional support may allowing me to My mission is the disarmament of Unit XW-99. 99 has proven a far more...
I'm sorry. You're chasing a real living...
They will be. Unit. During the Colony War, handling of Unit deploy Unit 99. Defend Unit 99 against hostile force. When I was separated from the Xeno warfare team with you, so I am here to correct. Follow me.
Oh, look at the state of this ship. It's as though it's been picked apart from the inside out.
Can be hazardous to organics.
Ecliptic must be getting desperate if they've resorted to searching piles of scrap for mech parts. Sensors suggest Ecliptic, a mercenary company like Ecliptic, would only want Unit 99. Standard procedure would be a frontal assault on the
Unit 99 has an integrated this neural control. These mercenaries, something we must. That is the
I'm in total agreement. A frontal assault sounds like it's in order.
moving out.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner rather than later.
Systems suggest hostiles in area.
We have no choice now. We'll have to take them all down. You're going to be carrying that gooey mess, right?
Our work here is finished. Now, what is this mission you spoke of? Major Sanan is involved? A plague of Terramorph attacks. That is disconcerting. You are docked at one of a kind. I will meet you there.
It's about time. Come on, sleepyhead. If you don't mind, I'm glad to haul whatever you need. Bring me anything useful? Admiral Logan's office shouldn't be terribly far.
We have arrived. I will meet you inside the facility.
Oh, I love low gravity. Makes me feel like I'm floating on air.
Need some work done? Hey, what can I do for you? You've been busy, I hear, clearing out bad guys. Here, you deserve this. Think you want the elevator?
I can't believe it.
Major Sanon, Dr. Walker.
You're in better shape than I expected, Kaiser. Shouldn't take us long to get you back up to full fighting capacity.
This is good to hear. I was told there was a new threat on the horizon. I wish to learn more.
Percival will give you the full story.
Plus, get you dressed for the occasion.
Occasion. Where are we going?
Londinian.
Londinian. Doctor, I will require additional armaments.
That's the plan. Come on.
Captain, you're with me. Time to walk you through what we came up with.
So the problem we're up against is vast. Terramorphs, they could be anywhere. Meaning us finding and disposing of them ourselves isn't an option. But what if we could let something else do the work for us? Come on, I'll walk you through what we're thinking. You remember that creature we talked about before you went to Nira? The thing that eats terramorphs, the Asyles? Apparently, they were bloodhounds for terramorphs. But when the UC ran low on synthetic foods during the Colony War, the Asyles were chosen to fill in the gaps. We thought they were harvested to extinction. But in the data, the research team found the location of a few remaining specimens. As you can see, what we're proposing is bringing them back. We'd breed populations of them, distribute them to human worlds, and then let nature take its course, using a method that thousands of years of adaptation have already perfected. We could speed up their breeding process using, well, using some of the same technologies that were used to create me. We even think that with some time and investigation, We could use the Asili's hunting skills to track down the Terramorph transmission method at long last. Find out how humanity spread them, and put an end to the Terramorph problem definitively. If you pick a fight with one, or you're a Terramorph, sure. But Asilis were already spread across the galaxy once before during the Colony War. As livestock, they're far less of a danger than the one we're proposing to clean up. All our data suggests so. Asilis, they're impressive hunters. The few tests we've been able to run, well, they more than got the job done. They're also shockingly adaptable. The data suggests they're able to thrive just about anywhere, and we plan to selectively breed them so they can hunt Terramorphs wherever they're hiding. Which is important, because we did some cross-referencing in the Terramorph data. On worlds where Asilis were present, Terramorphs weren't. This suggests that however it is Terramorphs are getting onto our worlds, Asilis are somehow cleaning that up as well. These creatures are good at what they do. I really think it could. Now, there is another option for removing the Terramorphs from our worlds. It's faster, maybe even more efficient, but riskier. A microbe. Something we could aerosolize, let spread, and have it clean up anything with Terramorph DNA for us, which would include morphs, and we expect their transmission method. It'd still take time to build, test, and distribute, but no other method could hold a candle to it when it comes to sheer efficiency. Not even the Asilis. Well, that's still not 100%, but it sounds like the Vanguard will actually be picking up a fair bit of it. But there's no sense in hammering down those sorts of details before we've made a decision on which route we're taking. Percival assures me that they're minimal. He'll be able to encode safeguards against mutation in the agent's genetics, so that they stick to the task of cleaning up Terramorphs. But the microscopic world has a tendency to behave in ways you can't always predict. So to say there's zero risk would be a lie. Well, so that's tricky. Both plans are going to take major investments in time and resources. We're talking years of work, not to mention some highly specialized materials. Terramorph cell lines we can breed quickly and consistently to test on. Asili's gene samples we can use to rebuild their bloodlines. Or sharpen our microbes' tracking skills. Not the sort of things any labs just got lying around. But we think we found a lead. One place in the known galaxy where we know we should be able to find all the materials we need. All paths lead to Londinian. It was the central hub for Asili's processing during the Colony War. But, and this part's exciting, the Terramorph data suggests Asilis were first found there. The planet it's on, Toliman II, was their homeworld. Meaning, there's a very good chance their prey, the Terramorphs, came from that same world. Which would also explain why no one ever suspected that planet as the Terramorph source world. The Asilis were too damn effective at cleaning them up. Additionally, it explains why once the Asilis were gone, the outbreak there was so catastrophic. Londinian could very well be where the Terramorph saga began. And the key to its end. It's certainly not encouraged, but the UC's given their sign-off for this excursion. This trip is all above board. Exactly what I was hoping to hear. Now, the UC has a small operating base on Londinian's outskirts. We're cleared for access, but we'll need to check in with the base commander, Sarah Hatoum, when we touch down. I'm gonna help Percival and Kaiser prep, but once that's done, we'll rendezvous with you there. But you need to know, Londinian? It belongs to the Terramorphs. They'll have anti-Xeno gear for us at the base, but I'd make sure you've got your favorite arms on hand.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner rather than later.
This world is off limits. You are advised to jump to safe harbor immediately. Let me check my logs. All right, you can proceed. We'll let them know you're on your way down.
Landing struts primed. Retros firing.
Hello.
You! Inside the barriers, double time! You with the Xeno unit? You're heading to command, far end of the compound.
I pride myself on knowing everyone on this world, and I don't know you. You're with the collection team then, I presume. Either that, or you're one deeply unlucky trespasser. Vanguard, eh? Brief said you were an eclectic group. You must have really shined out on the fringe to get assigned a task like this. Ah, then this must be the rest of your outfit.
Commander Hatum,
No need for introductions, Major Sinon. Dr. Walker, your reputations precede you, as does the urgency of your mission, so I'll get to it. Now, Londinian is one of the most dangerous places in the Milky Way. It's with good reason my soldiers and I do everything we can to avoid entering the city. Terramorphs are omnipresent, and the structural damage left behind when Major Sinon's father bombed its spaceport has turned large swathes of the metropolis into a decaying labyrinth. As such, we'll be providing you all with gear, information, and uploading municipal unlock codes to your robot. Every tool you could need to succeed out there. Except one. Once you're on the other side of those barriers, you will be on your own. If you get into trouble, my people will not be coming. Do we understand each other? Is something wrong? I was told this was a pressing mission. Was I misinformed? The initial Terramorph outbreak that overran Londinium during the tail end of the Colony War came as a complete shock. Waves of the creatures appeared out of nowhere, and the city was quickly overwhelmed. There were some attempts at evacuation, but Vay Victor's decided more definitive action was merited. He ordered the spaceport to be bombed, ensuring no other ship, halting the spread of the outbreak but leaving large and the intervening 20 years have only made Londinium more hostile, not less. We are unwanted guests on this planet, and, as a rule, I don't put my people in. So... Precisely. I'll leave you to your preparations, then. Now, once you're outside the base, it's my personal suggestion you make a beeline. Though I can't guarantee. I hope you all find what... Robot, you're coming with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Commander. Percival, you all set to hook into their comms tower?
Should only take a few minutes. Let's get this done and get the hell out of here.
Percival will be scanning the city for our samples from here. When he finds one, he'll transmit the coordinates to us out in the field.
Pinpoint's a bit strong.
The equipment will be able to get us a rough location of any acceptable samples in the scan area. It'll be up to you, Kaiser, and I to find the things. All right. Head over to the armory and gear up. Once you're done, we'll meet by the entrance to the city.
Don't go into the city much. Never for long. Too risky. All that junk you're hauling is seriously slowing you down. Give him one for me, all right?
Don't mind. I'd like to dropping off a few choice items. Admiral Logan's office shouldn't be terribly far. Let's go.
There's a field cache in the Asili's plant just outside the barriers, if you need a quick resupply.
Duly noted, Commander.
All set on your gear? Are you ready to do this? Then let's get this show on the road. Percival, everything green on your ends?
I am ready.
Personal comm should be routed through Kaiser now. You copy that?
Roger, loud and clear.
Perhaps too loud.
Oh, you're a riot robot.
Kaiser, kick it off.
Unlock code transmitted. You may open the gate when ready.
All right. On our way into the city. Percival, where are we heading?
Running the first sweep. Got one. Asili's. Not far. Old shipping yard just past the processing plant. Gene samples are probably in one of the containers.
I'd like the chance to study that.
Look like on the inside.
Safety's off.
location of those samples from here?
signatures. I have restored power to the containers.
Jackpot! Get down there and collect as many as you can.
Definitely know your way around the lock.
get out of here. Hand those over to Kaiser before we get any more visitors.
Secure.
Nice work. Now,
There are steam tunnels under the city, which will allow us to access the spaceport.
what do you... That's right. Kaiser, how did you know that?
I am not sure.
Percival, you see any better option?
Not from where I'm standing.
Then we've got our answer.
Access unlocked. We may proceed.
Kaiser, this flora, this is Lazarus plant, isn't it?
Confirmed.
You know, no one even realized it was a living thing until someone got it under a microscope and saw it had cells. Can't be cultivated anywhere but Londonian. Real marvel.
If you don't mind, I'd be happy to. Admiral Logan's office shouldn't be terribly far. Let's go.
leeches. What's keeping you things warm? You make a decent field biologist,
lost
Captain.
my appetite.
What's that? My God, look at it. A Lazarus in bloom. You know, we might be some of the only... What's happening? Captain, are you seeing this? Heat leeches are terramorphs.
But no, it can't be true. Heat leeches are everywhere. They live everywhere. That means terramorphs. Oh my god.
You just saw that, right? You would tell me if I was losing my mind. That heat leech became a terramorph. The pests that have snuck onto every planet are baby terramorphs. Heat leeches hide out in ships, sneak away after landing, and then, with time, they transform. We just found out how terramorphs move between planets. That I don't have an answer for right now. But if they share a genome, like most nymphs and adults do, the microbe should have no problem dealing with heat leeches and terramorphs. The Asylees we'll have to look into. But given what we know about the creatures, I wouldn't be shocked to find that they've got an appetite for both. I am sincerely inclined to agree, but current evidence suggests nature manages it just fine. The Lazarus plant. It's clearly an accelerant for the Terramorph, a heat leech transformation process. Make one, but that means if anyone knew about this, you could sneak a leech into a city, or even multiple leeches, into a place like... Good God. The attack on...
Well, we're never gonna know if you don't catch that thing. Get after it!
We may proceed.
Go!
to discuss once we get out of here.
It is a match. This suggests with high certainty that the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attacks on both planets.
There's no way a plant this rare, this fragile, just shows up here, New Atlantis, and Tau Ceti. The transformations on those worlds, they must have been triggered by human hands. Captain, do you understand what it is we just stumbled on here? Exactly. Someone saw the Lazarus plant in action and used it to trigger the attacks.
A bioweapon no one would recognize as one. Oh, that's a terrifying prospect.
Sort of thing that'll keep you up at night. And the sort of thing whoever did this probably didn't make some sense. Tau Ceti was likely their first test. Someplace remote. Ensure the big show. And the timing of that. It couldn't have been just luck that it happened. These attacks. It can't. At least, I didn't think it could. But they certainly were. Who could pull something like this off?
Let's save the discussion for when you all are standing in the universe's close. If we're gonna do anything to prevent more Terramorph attacks...
Roger that. Kaiser?
The entrance is this way.
I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan rather than later.
Ideas where we could get some extra juice?
Local power looks like it was controlled in the security office. Upper floor.
Captain and I can scout it out. Kaiser, see if you can't find another way to get it open.
Roger that. I have restored power to the office entrance. You may proceed.
There's the control panel. Still looks operable. Of all the things to survive. I think I see it.
Reboot engaged. Running diagnostic. Diagnostic complete. Multiple systems unavailable. Warning, priority safety concern detected. Exterior hatch power restored.
Back in business.
Warning, emergency recorder message detected. Transcription process engaged. Playback initiated.
Admiral Senna, we need to make the evacuation request.
That's my father he's addressing. He was here? Didn't think he'd have the guts to look those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place to pieces.
Admiral!
It just transformed. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe. Colonel, the troops that closed off the sewers after my evaluation, they're all in this facility.
Other than our casualties? Yes, sir.
Good. Get them into defensive positions around the spaceport. No one leaves. I'll send ships as soon as possible.
Thank God. None of us wanted to go down swallowed by those things.
That won't be your fate, Colonel. You have my word.
Transcription complete. Physical copy available.
An invisible weapon. He knew about the Lazarus plant. Grab that recording. We should talk. Hey, Victus. He destroyed this place. He saw the potential of the plant as a weapon. He killed those people to keep them from sharing what they might have seen. Condemned them.
No, he's worse than a murderer. He's a butcher. He doesn't give a damn about human lives.
Yes. But if the plant was used to trigger the attacks, could Faye Victus have been involved in the massacre on New Atlantis? And even if he wasn't directly involved.
So you're telling us that the attack on New Atlantis was Faye Victus' responsibility, just like the loss of Londinium. That's insane.
But I guess we're not getting any more answers right now. Come on. Kaiser, try it now.
Are all that successful?
Guys, your sample, it moved. I'd be real careful out there if I were you.
That doesn't sound good. Eyes peeled. Good. Now just stash that sample with Kaiser and we're done.
Final sample secure.
All wrapped up. Time to get the hell out of here. Percival, you should unplug and find somewhere we can talk. Privately.
On it. See you soon.
Admiral Logan's office shouldn't be terribly far. Let's go. Way down.
Look at all of you, back from the underworld. Got pretty frantic on the comms towards the end there, but it sounded like this was a success. Got everything we need to put this plan in motion. Can't be positive until we run some tests, but knowing that the Terramorphs have been masquerading as heat leeches all this time is a big... arguably makes things more feasible. Now that we know what we're dealing with, not less.
Agreed. Plus, I don't think you're gonna have to push real hard to get folks on board with cleaning up one of the galaxy's greatest pests if this is what they're capable of.
But none of that's getting done without the samples. You do have them, right? Ah, best place for them. Now, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there, but do I have it right that Vay Victus knew about this damn plant?
That's what it sounded like.
Guess the old Admiral must have told someone what he learned. Even he's not clever enough to pull off an attack like that from the great beyond.
It's a bit more complicated than that.
I'm sorry, what? She's pulling my leg, right? Hadrian?
I don't believe she is.
So that means we have a suspect.
I believe that's exactly what that means. Look, Captain. Percival and we need to get these samples back to the lab. Ensure we'll be able to handle cleaning up the leeches as well as the Terramorphs. But Vay Victus is the only solid lead we've got on the attacks. Since you're the only one who knows where he is, can you speak to him? I'll meet back at mast, outside the cabinet chambers. Best of luck, Captain.
The sample visiting Londonianness left me with a longing for Nira. I did not think this was possible.
Dragged in.
I've heard the story, but I've never seen it with my own eyes.
Greetings, Captain.
Don't mind. Take your time. If you don't mind, I'd like to... Excellent. If you don't mind, I'll only carry the good stuff. Admiral Logan. It shouldn't be terribly far. Let's go.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner, rather... Yeah, take a look at... Admiral Logan's office shouldn't be terribly far. Let's go. hey there. Nice long rest, eh?
Can't believe Barrett snuck a transmission to us. He always finds a way. Damn him.
Engines firing. Here we go. We're locking into orbit now.
Genu again. You're advised to leave this orbit immediately. Let me check my logs.
Or not. It's good to be home.
Just doesn't add up. Spaceport has anti-xeno protocol.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Well, what a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for? Good news, then. So, what exactly are you doing here? Plenty still to be done in defeating the Terramorphs, no? Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us. Of course. Do I look like I'm in any position to do what you're describing? So I'd very much appreciate your agreement to not share what you found. We wouldn't want anyone else jumping to conclusions now, would we? You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti, New Atlantis, my doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I, figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian, learning to synthesize it, use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing. All in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you appear. Oh, my revenge was far from petty, Captain. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's Terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential. These were the final days of the colony war, Captain. The Freestar Collective had spies everywhere. I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could swoop down, start breeding Lazarus plants, and overrun our worlds with waves of Terramorphs. Just like what was happening on Londinian at that very moment. Sealing off the city to prevent mass death? It was the only option that made sense at the time. Simple to say now, but with the outbreak raging from a barely understood source, the moment demanded quick action. So I did what was required. I removed the dangerous variable from an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You. Why would I want to be in the good graces of the people who control my very life? Maybe I still dream of a life outside these walls someday. Though now... there are no heroes without a villain. And we all benefited. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday. You're being honored only because I arranged the situations where... And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the Terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the Cabinet. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. Tell them that it was after all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. Hunting down criminals. I expect they'll give me a bit more free range once this... You would help me, like you did with Orlays. Track them down. Impossible, though. If the Cabinet learns I'm the one responsible for the attacks. And how many have you killed to get where you are now? So we sacrificed a few dozen in the attacks to possibly... I only hope you'll see the same. Well, I do hope you'll keep the larger perspective in mind, Captain.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan's office. Shouldn't be terribly far. Let's go. If you don't mind, I'd like to speak... Hurry back. If you don't mind. Sure, I'm right behind you.
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Asylees are both as...
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our world.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I already sent along info to the Cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Did my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant? I knew it. The second I heard that recording, I knew. Why? Did he say why he did it? Killed all those people because of a chip on his shoulder and an obsession with his own status. That sounds like Vae Victus. Well, once we inform the cabinet, they can ensure he won't be able to do anything like this ever again. My hope would be that whatever connections he's got to the outside world disappear. Make sure his future schemes and machinations stay in his cell with him. But honestly, I'm not sure. He's in a unique position, and has done a... Exactly. So I guess that gives us our final answer. Unless there was more to this might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on...
Microbe is gonna make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned about this Lazarus plant getting deployed again, that's the way to go.
The cabinet can secure the Lazarus plant, and then we're not risking any surprises when it comes to dealing with a microbe.
You're being paranoid. You know the science.
I do know the science. I also know math, and a 1 in... So I guess we're still in discussion. They are.
Microbe needed minimal adjustment to account for heat leech anatomy.
And the Asylees seem like they're even better at tracking leeches than morphs.
Hell of a sight to watch, though, when they catch them. Like an open airlock guzzling angry spaghetti.
Asylees aren't hostile to humans, but they are megafauna. But they've already been spread far and wide once before when the UC... Using them to clean up the terramorphs and leeches, though? Given what we know now about the Lazarus plant, the speed of the job does matter. But going with the Asylees... It's hard to know. Unlike my father, the cabinet aren't butchers. But if you're really that concerned... then here we go.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems that... Is what I'm reading here true? This report comes from a particularly confidential source both you and I are familiar with, yes. Now, is it true? Was the attack on New Atlantis planned?
My God.
An attack? Using terramorphs? How is that possible?
You will all receive a full briefing once we're done here. So then, is what the second report claims correct? Did Reginald Orlays commit these attacks, Captain?
Orlays? Well, ma'am, it seems your report is incorrect. Francois Sanon was responsible for the attacks.
He did what? That's impossible. He doesn't have the kind of access to...
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was gonna end in tragedy.
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state secret of the highest order. This information does not leave this room. Now that's quite the accusation your group is leveling. Seeing as Francois Sanon has not left containment for the better part of 2 decades. You have evidence to back this up?
It just transformed. A terramorph out of thin air. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe.
Heavens help us. Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Francois.
He knew they could do this. And said nothing.
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Officer, please collect that recording.
Yes, ma'am. Begging your pardon, Captain.
We'll, of course, be launching a full investigation into how this could have happened. Though I have little doubt the Admiral will be quick to share all he knows on the subject once confronted with that recording. Chief Yassine, can you send one of your interrogators to have a little chat with the Admiral?
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else you all have uncovered. Well, I don't think the United Colonies can thank you enough. We failed the people of the colonies by not dealing with Vevictus sooner. I intend to rectify that mistake immediately. That will be up to the cabinet to decide. But I don't appreciate our mercy being taken advantage of. It's well past due. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President.
Well, luckily the natural hostility of Londinian makes keeping out trespassers relatively easy. But we'll ensure its growth is contained, that access to the plant is only permitted via highly regulated clearances. We're already discussing the elimination of one species.
Yes, absolutely. The UC has to be as transparent as possible from now on. Otherwise, we could be risking a second colony war.
That is an idea with some merit to it. Decrease the likelihood of anything like this occurring again, and further relations between our two factions.
Two birds with a single stone. Very well. We'll include the collective in the removal process. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain. So then, to our final topic. The cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps? The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
As you can see, there remains debate among the cabinet. We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've been having similar debates ourselves, but the captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
I'm in full agreement. No need be delving into unpredictable sciences.
Here's hoping they'll be kept on a short leash.
That, madam, is most certainly the plan.
Order, please. And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division. making you three the founding members of the TMD. As befits such a group, the Cabinet wanted to display its gratitude. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their life. Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement. And I'm told you all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sanan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
You're in the Vanguard, right? Hey, thanks for your service.
I'm far too busy to talk right now.
When the galaxy learns the truth about heat leeches, they're gonna be begging for our help. And we have
Check in
plenty
with
of
your
tools to
commanding officer.
convince the stubborn.
All your future assignments will be going through him.
Yes?
Hello.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner rather than later.
Well, I've got to say, this is a first. I've never had a Class 1 citizen in my ranks before. Congratulations, Captain. It's a high honor. Have to do something big for the colonies. Only ever met a couple myself. and certainly never given one orders. You should be real proud. No need to thank me. You brought this on yourself. I've already gone ahead and processed your Class 1 benefits. All UC goods and services should now have a thanks for protecting the colonies discount. And the credits should be in your account, but to get into your penthouse, you'll have to pay a visit to the Aphelion Realty office. Just out the front door and higher-ups wanted to make sure you know how much they appreciate. But with all that squared, there are your standard Vanguard missions, putting those pilot skills to use. Or you could help the TMD in cleaning up... Oh, and I got a request from Dr. Walker. Wanted your help collecting biological samples to keep an eye out for any, new alien... Any of those missions call to you? Suppose that's true. Just getting those coordinates to you. Those vessels are about to learn what it means to get on the UC's bad side. Or did you not come for a pep talk? Sure thing. You ready to head out right now? Let's get to the details. Report says ships at these coordinates fired on United Colonies craft. You're cleared to use lethal force if necessary. Something to report? These missions are straightforward. Proceed to the location, kill the critter before it can do it. More harm.
There's something I'd like to discuss.
Gonna bury you. Whoa!
Ah! I can't see!
sorry to pull you aside like this, but I wanted to take a moment to congratulate you. Taking those steps to eradicate the Terramorph threat is essential to the safety of every living thing in the settled systems. You should be proud. Yes, exactly. I'm glad you treated the situation. I only wish that the United Colonies chose to exterminate the Terramorph. Apparently, their decision was based on minimal risk. The Asili solution might take years, perhaps even... Well, I'm disappointed that you didn't... Thankfully, the eradication of the You haven't let me down. You've simply given me cause for concern. I'll tell you what, let's put this past us. Okay, that's it. Time to sell some of your junk.
Pressure normalizing. Undocking complete.